Welcome back to another episode of the Holocore. Today's file, the blessed Scythe of Elune. Of all the weapons that have affected history on Azeroth over thousands of years, few compare to the infamous Scythe of Elune. This divinely powered weapon originates during the War of the Satyr, a time when a sizable force of demons invaded the Night Elves' territory. In their attempts to retaliate, a group of druids turned their focus to taking on the Pack form, a druidic embodiment of the wild god Goldrin. Due to the unpredictable and savage nature of the Pack form, Malfurion Stormrage forbade all usage of the form, warning those who used it would lose themselves to the feral instincts of the wolf and be unable to tell friend from foe. After the devastating losses the Kaldorei faced against the Satyrs, several druids took to using the form, and just as Malfurion warned them, their minds fell to the rage of Goldrin. Only one druid, a night elf by the name of R'hllor Fangfire, was able to control the form. After witnessing the death of his friend Arvel, a druid who had refused to take on the Pack form and perished as a result, R'hllor sought to not only ignore Malfurion's warning, but to find a way to master, control, and enhance the embodiment of the Wolf Ancient. Alongside Arvel's grieving beloved, Belisra Starbreeze, the two combined the blessed staff of the Moon Goddess and the Fang of Goldrin to create the Scythe of Elune as a means to control the druids of the Pack. Instead, the Scythe transformed R'hllor and the other druids of the Pack into the ferocious Worgen, humanoid wolf monsters that tore through the scores of satyrs, demons, and night elven allies alike. Those that were bitten by the enraged druids became afflicted with a curse that turned them into Worgen as well, forcing Malfurion to take action. Malfurion would deem the existence of the Worgen far too dangerous and unpredictable, and used the Scythe to banish R'hllor and his Worgen to the Emerald Dream, sealing them under the great tree Duralnir where they were to slumber peacefully for eternity. After banishing the Worgen, the Scythe would vanish from history until it resurfaced thousands of years later, where it would change hands multiple times and travel great distances across Azeroth. The history of the Scythe and its wielders can be traced from the great forests of Ashenvale, across the sea to the darkened lands of Duskwood, before it was taken to the sealed-off country of Gilneas, where it wound up in the hands of a group of druids accompanied by Belisra Starbreeze. The druids and the priestess had traveled to Gilneas, for it was here that the Worgen had been reawakened from their slumber within the Emerald Dream by the Gilnean Archmage Arugal. The Worgen, who were organized into a group called the Wolf Cult, and led by R'hllor Fangfire, who now called himself Alpha Prime, rampaged across Gilneas, inflicting its noble citizens with the Worgen curse. With the help of the Night Elven Druids and Belisra, many of the Gilneans afflicted by the Worgen curse were brought back from the brink of their mindless feral nature, their minds returning to near-human state. The feral Worgen, led by Alpha Prime, prepared for one final attack against the Night Elven forces within Gilneas, before the spirit of Belisra's beloved Arvel appeared and tore the Alpha Prime apart. Belisra vowed to make amends for her instrumental role in unleashing the Worgen upon the world, promising to study them further and perhaps, with the Scythe of Elune's power, bring ease of mind and peace to those afflicted by the terrible curse of the Worgen.